Hi, Nathan here, founder of Embodied Excellence, certified high performance coach, and ambassador for your success. I want to thank you for joining me here today, and I want to talk to you about a conversation I had with a client recently. And the client got on the phone, and part of the conversation came out, I'm lazy. Have you ever felt lazy? Have you ever told yourself that you're lazy before? I know I have. Well, there's a difference between being lazy and having lazy moments. And so this had become something of a theme for this particular client. And later in the call, he was saying how he couldn't take on this new thing or wasn't doing this other thing because he was already working 10-hour days and just didn't have time for it. And so it begged the question, well, if you're working 10-hour days, are you really lazy? Because that doesn't seem like it jives to me. So what's going on here? And as it turns out, he was just using the wrong word. The word when he thought about it, he was really just being ineffective. And that was making him feel like he was lazy because he wasn't getting done what he wanted to get done. And so that's an important distinction. Whether or not you're lazy or whether or not you're ineffective, those are two very different worlds. And if you're going to approach that problem, you're going to approach them from two very different places. And so the message I really want to get across, and we've talked a little bit about this before, is the importance of the words that you are using. As I've said, words create worlds. And the things that you say really are building and creating the reality around you. And so, like in this case, if you're calling yourself lazy, but that's not really the problem, well, when you say I'm lazy, one, is going to put you in the mindset of being lazy and cause that to repeat itself. But two, it's going to affect the way your brain thinks. It's going to affect the thoughts that you have and the actions that you take. It actually affects your brain chemistry. And so it's so important to be vitally clear and specific and descriptive accurately of what our situation is. If you have goals, if you have dreams, if you want to go somewhere, well, first of all, you got to start with point A, right? And from point A, get a clear lay of the land. So take an inventory, but be specific and be accurate. This isn't about exaggerating your situation or embellishing your situation. No, this is about getting very clear on this is where I am right now. So whether that's finances, whether that's the people that you have to work with, whether that is the things that you're feeling, whether that is the resources that you have, whatever it is, all those things combined, get clear. This is where I'm starting. This is point A. I'm about to go on a journey. This is everything that's in my backpack right now. Okay. Step two, you got to know where you're going. What is that goal? What is that vision? What's that dream? Again, be very clear, be specific. Words create worlds. So what is the world you're out to create? Really use the words that you connect with, that you identify with, that are part of the reality that you want to become a part of, that you want to come into existence. So when you think of that goal, what are the feelings that you want to feel when you get there? What are the feelings you want to feel along the way? Who are the people that you want to meet along the way? Who do you want to help? Who do you want to help you? So all these different things, you want to factor these in and you want to write them down, think about them, really visualize them, make that part of the reality for where you're going. Get clear, get specific, and be accurate. Know what it is that you're out to create. Okay, and so step three, once you've figured out where you're at, once you've figured out where you want to go, now all you have to do is start to go there. So on this map, it's very important. If you've ever played video games, I'm sure not all of you have, but if you've ever played video games, you know that most games, as you go through them, they have checkpoints along the way before you get to this big boss or this big end place, right? So for you, creating what are those checkpoints along the way? What are those steps that you want to get to next, and be clear again, what is the order of those? How do you prioritize those? That's going to be important. Are you trying to take the fastest route to where you're going? If so, what is that fastest route? If other things are more important, then planning your journey based on what's most important for you. And so as we come back to that beginning place, that's why it's so important to make sure that you're clear and descriptive and accurate about about what your starting place is. Because if I give you a map to some other place where the treasure is, well, if you're not starting in the right place, if you're starting in an inaccurate location, well, the chances of you getting to that treasure, getting to that gold, well, they're much less because you didn't start out from the right place. So the map becomes less effective. So that's why that's so important to figure out that with high amount of clarity. And then knowing where you're going with the same amount of clarity, down to what do I want to feel? What do I want to experience? And then that third step is really about taking action, committed action. What's next? What's the next most important thing I have to do? And be expressive along the way. Keep your energy up. Keep that attitude. Be careful of the words, positive attitude, I should say, and be careful of the words that you're using along the way. So as you go, how are you describing yourself? When you say I am what? Be very careful of the words that you're using. So that's the message for this week. That's also the challenge. If you have some goal coming up for yourself, if you have some journey, if you have some vision that you want to reach, let's go through the exercise. Step 1, figure out where am I exactly, describing it. Step 2, where do I want to go? Being really clear, really descriptive. And then that last step is starting to take the steps along that journey. Follow the map. And with consistent action, with commitment, dedication, focus, be sure that you'll get there. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this video has served you. If so, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it with some friends who could use this message, or leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to, what's going on. And until I see you next week, go out there every single day, be an extraordinary ambassador for humanity.